Thank you so much. Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Ryan. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. It's my first time presenting here. I'm the co-owner, along with my wife, of Big Lee's, Serious About Barbecue. We're just a small food truck concept that started July 12th of 2014 with a very simple premise. Let's cook the best barbecue that we know how to cook. Not saying that ours is better than anyone else's, but let's take our skill set, our knowledge about food, fire, and smoke, and make the best barbecue that we know how. Second, let's treat every single guest as best we can. Let's treat every single customer, with genuineness, greet them with a smile, and that down-home Southern hospitality that we expect, here in Florida. And the third is let's execute on service. If you order A, B, and C, when you get your order, A, B, and C is in the bag. So A, B, and C could be brisket, burn-ins, and spare ribs. All three of those things complete the order. So our business, it started out as just something that my wife and I did as a hobby. I loved cooking barbecue after falling in love with it, after having her uncle's barbecue for the first time on Thanksgiving Day of 2011. And it was mind-blowing, a mind-blowing experience. That experience happened in the Mississippi Delta. So unfortunately, I didn't have more of his barbecue accessible to me here in Ocala. So my wonderful wife, Patrice, she prodded me with a question. She said, well, why don't you just try your hand at it? Why don't you give it a shot? And that one question really started that whole thing that we do from week to week. I started cooking barbecue in the backyard every single weekend. I became completely infatuated and consumed with it. Most everything that I cooked was horrible for several months, but it wasn't discouraging because I discovered this passion and I discovered this love, like I said, for meat, wood, fire, and smoke. And just the aromas, the connective tissues, the trimming, all those different things, the nuances of what make for a great barbecue. I discovered a love for it at the age of young 30-something. So I continued cooking, finally got the right equipment, and the food started coming out better. So we entered a barbecue competition locally here at the Livestock Pavilion. It was for a fundraiser, and something I did not want to do. But my wife, again, my awesome wife encouraged me. She said, hey, Rashad, you have nothing to lose. Why don't you give it a shot? Maybe people, other than just the family might like your food by now. And by this time, the food had gotten better. So I gave it a shot, and I went out there to this competition. I felt like a total idiot. I had this backyard smoker, unloaded it out of our vehicle at the time, a 2012 Nissan Rogue. And all these other guys are pulling up with these nice rigs. They're all shiny. And I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing here? They're laughing as they're driving by me. And I'm like, rightfully so. I've got this tiny little smoker, and I felt so out of place. I felt like I didn't belong. And something on my inside said, Rashad, shut up. Quit thinking about what's going on around you, and just do what you do. Just cook some barbecue and treat the guests that come over to your booth to have your food. Treat them like family. And I locked into that, and we started cooking. We had our two small kids at the time. We have four now. We had our two kids with us. And, it was serving time. And guests started coming by to try our food. And, my wife hollered over to me, Rashad, you need to hurry up. And I said, what's she yelling at me for? And I look up, and there's this huge line in front of us of people that are waiting for our food. And the word had started to spread around the competition. And long story short, we ended up winning every category that night. We won the People's Choice Awards. Thank you. And all three barbecue judges unanimously selected our food. So here I am with this idea that I didn't know was viable, in this product that I didn't know other people would like beyond myself and my family. And I was sitting on it for a while. And that night, Patrice and I had a conversation, and we said, you know what, we may want to do a little bit more than cook in the backyard. So 9 months after that, we purchased our food trailer, which was already in operation by another fantastic couple. And we did some renovations, put our logo on the front, and we opened for business on July 12th of 2014. And it's been a phenomenal experience. You talk about community support. Ocala is the best city on the face of this planet, as far as I'm concerned. We're just a trailer. And you guys, the community, has pushed us to the forefront of what's happening in barbecue. We're the #1 ranked eatery here in town according to TripAdvisor. We're the #1 ranked eatery in Central Florida, which includes close to 7,000 eateries according to TripAdvisor. Now that's just, diners giving their feedback on their experience. And that's something that we're tremendously thankful for, because barbecue is a lot of hard work. There's a lot of times things don't go right. You're cooking with a a handmade oven basically, and you're burning wood in that oven to try to get consistent meat. So it's tricky, but it works well. We're a family operation, and our food has led to an opportunity for me to compete on a Food Network competition. Tell them I said hello.
Barbecue to go. No, I didn't bring any samples.
I love these guys. But I competed on and just let me know when I need to shut up. But I competed on a Food Network competition last late spring into early summer called Guy's Big Project. There are 8 prospects that were picked out of a group of 7,000 folks who submitted audition tapes, and I was lucky enough to be one of the 8. And long story short, again, I made it to the end, and I won my own television show, which debuted last month. It's called Eat, Sleep, Barbecue. So I've had the opportunity through what we've done locally to travel around our great country and experience some phenomenal barbecue that other pit masters and chefs are cooking. And it's just bringing a lot of positive attention back home to what we're doing. And we've had guests from all around the country, guests that are flying in from other countries down to Orlando, and they do a TripAdvisor search for food, and we pop up and they drive up to Ocala to have our food. So it's been an amazing experience. I've got to meet incredible people like Jose. Him and I met about a year ago. We talked barbecue over at our barbecue spot. Can't wait to try more of his food. I've tried his 455 sauce, which is amazing, and you should try it if you haven't tried it yet. It's great stuff. But I'm just a very, very thankful guy. I mean, we're open on Fridays and Saturdays. I get to spend a lot of time with our 4 boys, Caleb, Jordan, Jeremiah, and Christopher. Get to spend a lot of time with my beautiful wife, and we get to serve the community every single week with something that we love and that we care deeply about. So that's the gist of my story, and I don't know if there's anything else I need to tell you guys, or is that my time? Don't want to talk too long.
You're good.
Good.
Okay.
Any questions?